All right. Testing 1, 2. Test. How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report with another edition of Finding Winners for a Monday. That's right, Monday, May 10th. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your day. As always, if you are new to the Raymond Report, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you are using a mobile device. Okay, guys, took last week off. In fact, like I said during the year, I'm going to have start a new segment every Thursday called Happy Hour. And it's going to be from 2 to 3 every Thursday. That's when we'll be live. And I think during the football season, it's going to be a great tool to have and good way to start the weekend on a Thursday. And we'll be live every Thursday. And before that, until that'll happen about June, July. But, you know, maybe this weekend. But I'll still come on here and do the afternoon shows or maybe the mornings on live and finding winners. All right, speaking of finding winners, let's do that right now. And I'm going to kick it off with the NBA. And I'm going to go to my sports betting index. And again, if you missed the live show, you can always watch the live stream here on our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube where the Raymond Report is, and you can see the live show or the replay, right? All right, let's take a look at what kind of market we're in here in the NBA. In fact, we took a week off, so I'm sure we got a lot of catching up to do. The last 7 days, 73% straight up favorites have come in on the NBA. So we're at 73% on the bullish factor. But you know what? Look at the 7-day average, 55.9, and it's been very balanced in the last 7 days. In fact, 55.9, 44.1 for the underdogs against the point spread. So we're balancing out right there. And for the over-unders, 53.9 of the overs have come in the last 7 days. And yeah, so it's been really neutral. And that's what we call a neutral market here on the SBI. Let's take a look at Major League Baseball, see what that's been doing. Baseball's been tough this year, I'm not going to lie. Baseball's a different cat. You know, if you go to bullpenpicks.com, and I'll check out my my record so far this season. I don't know if I can see it. So you go to top scorer, but let me see. If I go to my make picks or my account, yeah, you can see my selections are here. 18, 24, 22, 21, 9 and 5, 0 and 1. So pretty close to 500. And that's, you know what, that's pretty, when you pick every game on the board at bullpenpicks.com, it's pretty tough, right? All right, let's take a look at Major League Baseball. And let's take a look at see what's come in the last. Oh, look at the favorites, right? The favorites. Remember I said about 2 weeks ago, I said we're going to get the 62% eventually. I think we're at 51 at the time I said it. We're creeping up there at 53.4. And yesterday on the weekend, big weekend for the underdogs. In fact, let me see here. It was 9-6 on Friday, 11-4 on Saturday, 9-4 yesterday. So, you know, favorites are starting to cash in. I knew they would eventually. The underdogs, it was too unprecedented for them, the underdogs, to come in like they were at that rate. Like 50-50 doesn't, you just look at hockey, right? You look at the two money line sports, Major League Baseball and NHL. Just take a look at the win percentage of the home and away teams, the favorites and the dogs. In the NHL, 63 point, let me see here, is this, okay. So 63% right here, let me see, 63.7% of the favorites have come in NHL this season. And if you go to MLB, it's 53%. So 10% difference right there. So I still say we got a lot of room to run here with the favorites to go in Major League Baseball. 9-4 yesterday, 8-5 to the under yesterday. The weekend before, I knew there would be an under day yesterday. Look at that. On Saturday, 12-3 to the over. So I had a feeling we were going to start seeing some unders come in on Sunday. And sure enough, oh. All right. Hey, little voicemail. Maybe I got to put that on Do Not Disturb. All right. Nothing like a live show and doing your phone admin, right? All right, here we go. So, where was I here? 57.1% of the overs have come in the baseball. 57.1%. So, pretty neutral right there when it comes to Major League Baseball. And on the season, 47. A lot of unders this year. Is this NHL or no, MLB? 52.9% of the unders have come in so far. Yeah, look at all the green on this side right here. So a lot of unders have come in the last couple of days here in Major League Baseball. All right, let's take a look at, let me see here. Where was I? Let's go to the database, and let's go take a look at, see the last 2 weeks. Actually, the month of May. Let's take a look at the month of May to see how the favorites have done in the month of May. 41 and 35 straight up. How come I got a 1 here? Oh, it's against the point spread. 41, 35, and 1 against the point spread. But why do I got 3 straight up ties right here? Maybe I got the, let me see here. Why is there ties in here? Shouldn't be no ties. Okay, so it looks like we got a double entry right here on the 9th. All right, so we'll fix that. But let me see here. Let me go back up here. 42 and 34 and 1 to the over so far in the month of May in the NBA. 55 and 19 straight up. So, interesting for the favorites, that is. Let's see when they come off a win. Let's see when the favorites in the month of May coming off a win. See if there's any team. Look at that. Philadelphia 5-0. Philly's going to be tough down the stretch here. Milwaukee 4-0. In fact, let's do the last 30 days. Last 30 days. So let's go to April 9th. April 9th. Favorites coming off a win the last 30 days. And let me see here. 79, 74, and 1 to the over. So nothing really stands out. Let me see on teams. Philly 10 and 2 as a favorite coming off a win. How about from the point spread point of view? Milwaukee 7 and 3. Charlotte 1 and 2. Washington 7 and 0 as a favorite coming off a win. 4-2 and 1 against the number. Denver 7 and 3, but only 3 and 7. I've been saying this for a while now. Denver, anytime they're they can win, but they don't cover. They got 7 and 3 straight up as a favorite coming off a win the last 30 days, but only 3 and 7 against the number. And is Denver? No, they're not playing tonight. And let me see. They played last night. They lost to the Lakers. Or no, that wasn't them. Hang on here. Let me go back here. See, Denver's not playing tonight. Who did Denver play in the last game? Go to my smart database. Let's just do any team. And we'll do this. Denver, Brooklyn, that's it. Yeah, 125, 119. They had a big lead in that game too. Brooklyn, nice come from behind win, and that was a good win for the Brooklyn Nets. All right, let's go to so we're looking at. Let me see who the best dogs in the last 30 days. Who've been the best underdogs the last 30 days in the NBA? Let me see here. Straight up, New York 7-3. 7-4 against the point spread. You know what? I'm going to take away the 9th because we got a couple of double entries on the 9th, and I got to get that fixed. So it's throwing things off a bit. All right, here we go. Brooklyn 1-5, only 2-4 against the number. New York 6-3, 6-3 against the point spread. Philadelphia 0-3. That's an underdog though, right? Yeah, that was an underdog. So who's been the good underdog? And the thing I look for when I do these types of search is not only do they cover, but do they win straight up, right? I know Sacramento has been doing pretty well. In fact, let me go look at Sacramento. San Antonio, 6-5-1, but only 3-9 as an underdog, winning straight up. New Orleans, 4-1. Memphis, 5-1 to 3-3. Houston, Dallas, Sacramento. This is what I'm saying. 5-7 straight up as an underdog, and 7-5 against the point spread. That's pretty good. 8-4 to the under last 30 days. But Golden State 4-2. Golden State playing tonight. I think Golden State's might be a nice play here tonight. Where's my sheet here? What's yesterday's sheet? Where's my NBA? There we go. Utah, Golden State. 4-2. 4-2 straight up. 1-5 is an under. So the Golden State Warriors, 1-5 to the under as an underdog the last 30 days. And they are the underdog tonight, 2.5. So maybe Golden State under might be worth a look here. 1-15 Oklahoma. 6-8, 1-2. Washington, 7-2 as a dog. Washington is 7-2 as a dog in the last 30 days. Orlando, 4-11. 11-4 to the over. 11-4 to the over as an underdog. I don't think they're playing tonight. And we're getting close. This is the last week of NBA and NHL, right? So got to get that last weekend here. So pretty good numbers right there. How about the best favorites the last 30 days? The best favorites, Brooklyn 7-3 straight up and against the number. New York 6-0 straight up and against the number as a favorite last 30 days. Philadelphia 12-2, 8-6 against the point spread, so that's pretty good right there. Toronto 4-2 straight up, 3-3. They've been playing better than the last couple of weeks. The Raptors. Cleveland 0-4, Detroit. Indiana 6-1 as a favorite, but only 4-3 against the point spread. Atlanta 6-3 straight up and against the number. Miami 9-3 to the over as a favorite last 30 days. So Miami scoring a lot of points of late. High scoring games. Let me see here. Portland 6-5. Utah 11-3, but only 7-7, so 500. Clippers 9-2 as a favorite. Yeah, when was the last time they were a favorite? Yesterday. Actually, they lost to the Knicks yesterday. I thought it was a loss. Lakers 2-4. Phoenix 11-3. 7-6-1 as a favorite. 10-4 to the over. Yeah, they're 2 games behind Utah. Sacramento, Dallas. All right. Interesting numbers right there. Let's take a look at the Super Database, and we'll see if we have any good value tonight in the NBA. And I'm going to open up this one right here. I'm going to get my coming off situations, and I'm going to go NBA. All right, Milwaukee Bucks taking on the Spurs. Milwaukee in a 5-game win streak. So let me check this out here. So let's do road favorites. Let's go away favorites this year on a 5-game win streak. On a 5-game win streak, 5 or more. And coming off, let's say, 2 overs. And let's see how road teams in this spot are doing. Oh and 2 straight up and against the number. All right, that about just away teams. 0-3, not a good spot for the Bucks here tonight. How about favorites? 7-3 straight up. All right. How about away favorites? Let's take away that and let's put in 2 ATS losses. No situations there. How about just an away team? 1-0. Okay, nothing really standing out. How about so they scored 133 in their last game. So how about when they're coming off a game they scored 130 or more points for? 120 or more. And wait, let me see if it's maybe a back-to-back game situation where they scored 100. What did they score the game before that? So they're coming off a game where they scored 140. Okay, so here we go. 141 and 135. So let's go 120 in back-to-back games. 120 or more points for in back-to-back games coming off 2 ATS losses. 0-4, 0-3 against the point spread. Interesting numbers there. How about if I take this off and I put the, was it 2 overs? Let me go 2 overs. 16, 16. All right. Go back to the 2 ATS losses. And how about we just do 120 or more last game. 4, 5, and 1. All right. So any away teams that scored 120 or more points for in back-to-back games coming off 2 ATS losses, 0-4 straight up, 0-3-1 against the number. How about the last 2 years? Same thing. Let's see, 3 years. Okay. Let me see as away favorite. Warriors +3 says BC Dave. Over 225. Curry under 38.5 equals 6.5 odds. Nice. I'm a degenerate, he says. How about, all right, away favorites. Yeah, not a lot of recurrences. The last 5 years, about any situations. 3 and 5. Okay, not a lot of situations. I wonder if it's this that's throwing it off. Let me do that. Away teams, away favorites. Current season. (26 and 24), 19 and 30 and 1. I don't like the situation for the Bucks tonight, even though who are they playing? San Antonio. Never know with San Antonio at home. Let's see, the Spurs at home this year. At home, 13 and 20. They play better on the road. So they're 19 and 15 on the road, 22 and 12 against the number. Compared to at home, 14, 18 and 1. Where at Milwaukee, 13, 18, 2 on the road. Here's an interesting stat tonight. NBA road teams on 2 days rest, and they're a 6.5 to 9.5 point road favorite. 10 and 2 straight up, 9 and 3 against the point spread, and 9 and 3 to the over. So that's pretty interesting right there. Let me see if I can bring that over right here. Show you guys that. All right, so look at this. Milwaukee, 2 days rest. So NBA road teams on 2 days rest, 6.5 to 9 point road favorite. 10 and 2 straight up, 9 and 3 against the number, and then 9 and 3 to the over. And I thought I had some numbers down here. Where was it? Teams on a 5-game win streak. Where was it? Right here. 12 and 5 to the over. So NBA road teams on a 5 or more game win streak, or just a 5-game win streak, 12 and 5 to the over. Now, what if I do this? Away, let's do away teams. Coming off 5 or more game win streak. Where's my win streaks? There we go. Current season. Like the Habs and Blackhawks as dogs tonight too. Yeah, I'll look at hockey in a sec. 20 and 12, yep. So, you know what? The over tonight, Milwaukee, San Antonio, might be worth a look here. Might be worth a look. All right, let's do another game here. Let's take a look. Where's my other games here? There we go. All right, let's go to the next game. Let's take a look at New Orleans, Memphis. Let me check out my latest injury report. I know there's no Zion. All right, so New Orleans. Hart, Ingram, game time decision. Steven Adams. Steven Adams, let me see here. He's been missing a while here. He came back for one game and then aggravated his injury. So he's missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's only played one of the last 6 games, Steven Adams. You need your big guys. You need your big guys. Memphis Grizzlies. So Memphis on the season, 34 and 33, one game above 500. 12, let me see here. After playing the Raptors, they're 12 and 5 in their next game, 11, 5 and 1 against the point spread. 34-33 on the season. 14-18 at home. But the number here, 18-14 against the point spread. Memphis better on the road to cover the spread, 22-13 for New Orleans. So road dogs of 6.5 to 9 points this season, 8-22 on 0 days rest. So not a good spot for New Orleans here tonight. And let me take a look at some of the system stats. NBA road teams coming off a 2-point win in the last game this season, 17-7. Not bad. Not bad at all. And let me see here. Who's this? New Orleans. So NBA road teams that are facing a 51-60% win percentage team, 25-14 against the number. All right. Pretty interesting. What do we got here? So Memphis. Yeah, Memphis coming off, let me see here. Coming off a win, 6-6 this season, 4-8 to the under. But I'm looking for more of this column here. Anytime I do these searches, the columns that I really put a lot of emphasis on is the league system, right? I care about team trends, but I put more emphasis on the league system, right? Because it gives you more of an idea of what every team has done in this situation than one team. Yeah, nothing really here. Memphis at home against or head-to-head. So Memphis in their last 10 head-to-head meetings with New Orleans, 2-8 straight up, 2-8 against the number, 4-6. So not a great record. Let's check that Cleveland Pacers game. Pacers played a lot of overs. A lot of over games. Pacers on the road, 23-10-1 to the over. And for Cleveland in their last 10 head-to-head meetings against the Pacers, 3-7, 5-3-2 against the number. Nothing great. But look at this right here. For the Pacers against teams below 500, 12-3-1 to the over. So some nice indicators. In fact, let me see if there's any other indicators pointing over. NBA road teams coming off a 3-game homestand. The record is 44-25 to the over. So that's pretty good. That's pretty solid right there. NBA road teams coming off a 1-point loss. The under is 7-13. So a little bit of an indicator to play devil's advocate right there. Teams that scored 97 points for in their next game, and they're at home, 8-4 to the over. And home teams this year against Indiana. Road teams against Indiana. They are 23-10-1 to the over. All right. Ball came out against his bro last game, but if Ingram doesn't play, there's no way Pelicans even come close. I'm in gym typing between sets. Apologize, do so many messages. I'm exhausted. Nice. He's doing his workouts and he's posting between sets. Hey, those breather sets, right? Sets of 8s or sets of 10s there, BC Dave. What are you doing? You doing bench press? Leg squats? Okay. Let me see. Pacers. Look at this. Pacers after a conference game, 13-4-1 to the over after a conference game on the road, and 6-1 to the over for Cleveland after a home game, after an over. So when they're at home after an over, 6-1 to the over. Interesting numbers. Pyramid reps on bench. Nice. All right, Cleveland, Washington, Atlanta. This is it was a lot of good games. There's about 3 good games here tonight. I think Milwaukee, San Antonio is going to be a good game. Washington, Atlanta, and then Utah, Golden State. Also, I think those are our best games to watch tonight. Okay, so I did some videos on these games today. If you check the website, they're up. For Atlanta, they're 14-2 against the C-type team, so they're able to beat the beatables. 14-2 and 13-3 against the number against teams below 500 at home. So, but Washington, they're not the same team of late. But no Bradley Beal, right? I heard Bradley Beal's out tonight. Let's see, Washington. Yeah, Beal's out. Westbrook, Neto, Hutchison, Hachimura, Len, Snell, Reddish. Yeah, this could be an interesting matchup. It's too bad though you don't have your Batman Robin going into the game. You need all your weapons tonight. 32 and 36 on the season, 15 and 19 straight up on the road for Washington. Atlanta though, 21 and 11 straight up and against the number at home this year. When they're playing Washington in Atlanta, 6-3 and 1 to the over. So pretty good over record right there. Bill's out. Let me see here. 12 and 7 to the over for the Washington Wizards here on the road. Actually, road teams coming off 5 overs, 12 and 7 to the over. So NBA road teams coming off 5 overs like Washington, 12 and 7 to the over in the next game. Let me see, Washington, anything coming off a win, 12 and 6. So the Wizards, 12 and 6 against the point spread, coming off a win, and 15 and 10. Yeah, nothing really to. Atlanta coming off an ATS loss at home, 7 and 3 to the over, and 7 and 3 against the point spread. Houston, Portland. Houston against Portland. Let me see if there's any. Houston against Portland. Wow. Look at all the game time decision in Houston. Olnick, Wood, Bradley, Brown, Gordon's out. Nawaba's out. Porter's out. Wilson's out. It's a real mash unit. All right, 14.5. That's a big number. Houston 8 and 25 on the road this season. Portland 14, 19 and 1 against the number. 7 and 3 against Houston the last 10. NBA home teams this year on 1 day's rest, 12.5 to 15-point favorite. 9 and 3 against the point spread, 12 and 0 straight up. So any NBA home favorite of 12.5 to 15 on 1 day's rest, 12 and 0 straight up, 9 and 3 against the number. They should be though, right? If you're that high of a favorite. NBA road teams on a 5-game losing streak, 14 and 5 to the over. So nice little winning number right there. But NBA home teams coming off a game where they allowed 102 points against in the last game, 6-19 and 0 to the under. So interesting conflict right there. Portland 4 and 1 coming off 2 unders against the point spread. But the thing with Portland, look at this, as a home team, only 6-10 and 1 against the number, coming off a win. 5 and 4 coming off a home win as a favorite in their next game. And Houston, they're 3 and 1 and 1 at home against Houston last 3 years. All right, let's go to the next game. Utah, Golden State. Portland by Avalanche. yeah. Portland by Avalanche. All right, Utah -2 tonight. And 225 is the number. We got A bullish against a B neutral type team. We have Utah on the road. So this was interesting. Utah at home, forget about it. 31 and 4 straight up. 25 and 10 against the number, but a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde syndrome right here. Look at this. 19 and 14 straight up on the road, 16 and 17 against the number. And for Golden State, 21 and 11 straight up, 19 and 13 against the number. And as a home favorite this year, or home underdog, 8 and 7 as a home dog this year. Not bad. Anytime you're a dog and you have a winning record, that's pretty good. That's straight up, not even against the point spread, straight up. Averaging 113 and 114, so that's what? 227 when you round it up or you put them together. And for Utah on the road as a road favorite, 14 and 12. So not a great record straight up. Utah 12 and 5. Again, we talked about this. Teams on a 5-game win streak. They're on the road, 12 and 5 to the over. And if they scored 124 points in the last game, 17 and 6 to the over. So maybe we get a high-scoring game tonight in Oakland. 13 and 4 to the over for the home teams that allowed 97 points against in their last game. So any NBA home team this year that allowed 97 points against the last game, 13 and 4 to the over. Pretty good. And look at this. The Warriors, 15 and 6 at home on 1 day's rest. So you give them a day's rest and they're ready to go. Okay? You just got to wound them up and let them go. But only 1 and 6 at home off a 2-game win streak. So not a great win streak here for Golden State. All right, pretty good numbers there today. Let me see there. Yeah, look at this. Utah on the road against B-type teams, so teams that are 50 to 59.9, 2-6 to the under. And Utah's on a 5-game win streak. Should be a good one. Okay, let's take a look at Major League Baseball, and then I'll do a little bit of hockey. Hockey. Still, let me see the lines. I'm getting some late lines today in baseball. Still waiting on 2 lines from a couple of games. Let me see if they're in yet. Bring up my baseball. Yeah, still waiting on those lines. Oh, okay, so Colorado and San Diego, that game's postponed now. Must be, don't tell me there's snow in Colorado now. I wonder why that game is postponed. You guys see that? The game in Colorado is postponed. Anybody know why? That'd be interesting to find out. Let's see, postpone. Yeah, it doesn't say why. All right. Cincinnati against the Pittsburgh Pirates. So we got Keller against Tyler Mahle. Keller 2-3, 6.29 ERA, 1-1 for Mahle, and 3.23 ERA. Now Mahle's been pretty good this year for the Cincinnati Reds. And he's given us, every start except one, he's given us 5 innings. April 9th, he only had 4 innings against Arizona. But he got rocked a bit in his last game. 9 hits, 6 runs. Ooh. Earned runs 6. Yeah, that's a lot. 6 runs in 5 innings. That's a lot of, that's getting whacked around a bit. Let me see. Raining in Colorado, says Leroy Flood. Thanks, Leroy. So it's raining tonight. That's why it's rained out in Colorado. All right, let's take a look here what we got with Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. So Cincinnati 1-4 on the road against teams below 500. That's a little surprising a bit. Cincinnati on the season 15-16, 5-9 on the road, 7-5-2 to the over/under. Look at Cincinnati's home record on the over/under, 12-5. Pittsburgh 5-7 at home at PNC Park, 6-6 against the number. And let's take a look at some of the league trends so far this season. Any Major League Baseball team that's coming off a game where they allowed 2 runs for in their last game or scored 2 runs for in their last game, 22-43-2. Now, that was a game against the Tribe, right? They lost 9-2. Yeah, see, 9-2. And let me see here. For Cincinnati on the road coming off a loss in their last game, 2-7. Now, yesterday was a rainout game, so they didn't get to play, so they're on 1 day's rest. So Cincinnati on 1 day's rest, 2-0. Let me see what they are on. So let me see Cincinnati. Actually, let's take a look at everybody. Let me go to my database here. Let's go to Major League Baseball. And let's take a look at, now who's the favorite again in this one? Cincinnati. So let me take a look at, I'll do both. Let me do favorites on 1 day's rest. And I can do 1 day. I can do first game of a series as well. All right, 51-44. So Major League Baseball favorites does home or away on 1 day's rest. 51-44, 43-50 to the under. And let me see here. Yankees 3-2. Boston 3-0. Toronto 2-1. Baltimore, Tampa Bay 0-2. Minnesota, disappointing Minnesota. Kansas City 3-0. Kansas City is good as a favorite, not as a dog. They got was it against Cleveland there one weekend, or a 3 or 4 game set? But they made up for it against the Reds, I think. Cleveland, Detroit, Oakland 5-0 on 1 day's rest. What about Cincinnati here? Did I miss Cincinnati? Oakland, Atlanta. Look at the Mets. Yeah, a lot of unders for the Mets. Houston, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati 4-2. Look at this, 5-1 to the over. So Cincinnati Reds as a favorite on 1 day's rest, 5-1 to the over. Interesting. Let me see if I can find any other indicators pointing over. So far in the month of May, road teams 75 and 48 to the over. Well, it's road or home, right? Should be. A lot of stats to the under here. Look at this. Home teams coming off a 6-game road trip, 11 and 7 to the over. The coming off a road win as an underdog, 1-0, 9 and 7 on the year. So home teams coming off a road win as an underdog this year, 9 and 7. Let me see here. Mitch Keller last start, 5.2 innings, 0 runs against, or no, 2 hits, no runs. ERA though 6.29, 2 walks, 5 Ks. I don't know. I want to say Cincinnati, but yeah, I'll probably lean with the Reds in this one. A small lean with the Cincinnati. Maybe the over. That 1 day's rest to the over angle. Boston against Baltimore. Boston against Baltimore. So Martin Perez going for the Bull Sox. He's 0-2 to 4.4 ERA. And last outing, 5 2/3, 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned runs, 6 Ks, 4.4 ERA, 1.47 WHIP, and 4. I don't know if it's George Lopez or Jorge Lopez. Let me see here. Last inning, he hasn't gone. Okay, he's gone 5 innings once. Every other outing's a 4 inning. Yeah, he's got a lot of 4 innings games here. He can't get out of the 4th inning there, Lopez. Lopez on the year, 1-3, 6.49 ERA. That's pretty high. Baltimore at home against teams above 60% in the standings, 1-5, 4-13 at home. Wow, look at Baltimore's home record. Look at their away record. 4-13 at home, 11-6 away from Camden Yards, right? For the Boston Red Sox, the same thing. 12-4 away from Fenway, 6-10 to the under. Wow, this has Boston written all over it. -135, not a bad price tag too. What's my value line on this game? -202, and you're laying 135. Not bad, not bad at all. Boston after a win, 9-4 on the road. So when the Red Sox were on the road after a win, 9-4, 4-2 as a road win as a favorite, and during night games, 7-2 this season, and they're 8-3 against teams with a 41 to 50% win percentage. A lot of unders though. Look at all the indicators pointing under here, but it's a lot on Boston. Road teams coming off a 3-game road trip, 4-6 to the under, and Baltimore. Teams against Baltimore, 6-12. So that means at home they're 6-12 to the under. 5-12. Why does that say 6-12? A lot of unders. I do like Boston here. Angels Houston. I don't think we got a line on this game yet. Still Garcia and undecided. I don't know why there's no line on this game. Man, that every game in Houston should go over. Watching those the Blue Jays yesterday in Houston, that porch in left field, man, I think we can hit that thing. Hey, I would love to do batting practice in Houston just to see if I can crank it out of the yard. $22, 43, and 2 to the under for road teams coming off a game where they scored 2 runs, 4 in the last game. Anaheim. Man, Dodgers are a mess. I don't know what's going on. I saw Trevor Bauer go off a bit this morning. I didn't read the article, but I just saw the caption. He's not happy or something like that. Here we go. Hey? Still not betting baseball till NBA and NHL playoffs. Season just settling. Yeah, you know what? Baseball's tough. Like baseball, you got to limit your plays. 2, 3 max in baseball. That's what I find. And you got to pick your spots. Baseball is a tough game. It's tough to handicap. Lefties. So Houston versus lefty at home this year. 4-5, 3-5-1 to the under. And let me see here. Anything else? Houston, no. Okay, so home teams this year, when they scored 7 runs, 4 in their last game, the under is 13, 25, and 1. What about Houston, though? 1-1, 3-1. I just got a feeling. What was the final of that one yesterday? 7-4, I think, against the Blue Jays? Yeah, 7-4. I think Houston's the play here tonight. Colorado, that game is rained out. Miami, Arizona. Still no line on this game, right? I haven't seen a line on this game. Miami, Arizona. I don't know why they're probably Luke Weaver against who knows. No, anybody see a starting pitcher for Miami yet? I don't know who they got going. Just Arizona started really good, and then they got that hiccup right against the Mets, 4-2. They're on what 6-game slide. Prior to that, let me see here, a 6-game losing streak. They were going nicely. Arizona, Seattle, they were like identical type teams. They were really doing well, and then all of a sudden the wheels fell off, right? So now it's and Milwaukee to an extent, but they got back on track. Yeah, so I do like Miami in this one. I think Arizona at home coming off a loss, 3-3, 5-1 to the over for Arizona coming off a loss at home. So they're at home. So whenever Arizona's at home coming off a loss, 5-1 to the over. That's what that means. Teams that are at home coming off a 2-run loss, 11-7 to the over in the next game. Arizona at home coming off a loss to a right-handed pitcher, 4-0 to the over, 6-2-2 to the over. What's their over-under record at home here? For Arizona, where is it? Here it is, 8-3. Wow, 8-3 to the over. So a lot of overs here in Arizona. Maybe Arizona over is something you want to look at. And the last game on the board, Texas San Fran. Kyle Gibson going up against Alex Wood. Let me see, Alex Wood, what's his 3-0, 1.96 ERA? Hey, who's Alex Wood? And he gives you innings. He gives you like, let me see, 4 starts, 5 innings, 4 hits, no runs against Miami. 7 innings, 1 hit, 1 run against Miami again. So that was a home and away. And then Colorado. So, he's played 2 teams that you should be beating, right? So you got to be careful with that. And now they got Texas. Kyle Gibson. He's been their best pitcher. Kyle Gibson's been the Rangers' best pitcher. Look at that. Last outing, 8 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs. Man, he's having a good year. And Kyle Gibson, aside from his starting day assignment, where he only lasted 1/3 inning, he went 6, 7, 8, 6, 6, and 8. Gibson's really turned his game around since the opening day, right? So I think Texas here, a lot of value. What's the line here? 140, 120. And what's their record? Let me check their record in. I want to see their record in San Francisco. I wonder if I can see it down here. So Texas in San Francisco, 6-19. But that's no. Oh, what's this here? Teams are 4-13 in San Fran, so that means San Francisco's 13. Let me see here, 12-4 at home, 12-4 at home this season. Pretty good home record. Okay, so I want to do this. Let's go to regular database. Let's go to MLB. Let's do Texas. Against San Fran. They lost 10 games. 4-6, 5-5. How about as an underdog? A road underdog. 2-8. That's okay. It's not the same team this year. Kyle Gibson, Texas 7-3 in their last 10, 2-4 against B-type teams. San Fran's tough at home, though. I don't think I want to touch that game. I don't think I want to touch this game. I think the under might be worth a look here. Road teams coming off a home win as a favorite this year. So far this season, the road team 13-5 to the under. So MLB road teams coming off a home win as a favorite, 13-5 to the under. And you got two pitchers who can probably give you 5 innings here tonight. 6 for sure. Yeah, I think the under might be worth a look here. I think you want to look at the under in this one. Here's Elliott. Giants, very underrated team. Absolutely. I think the Giants are going to win the division. I think it's going to be Giants. Padres, Dodgers, it's a coin flip. But I think the Giants win the division. San Diego might have something to say about it, but right now that middle relief and the pitching for the bullpen for the Dodgers just is not it's not where it should be right now, and I think that's going to be their biggest downfall right now. Giants win today, Ron. You know what? It's hard to say because Texas Gibson's been tough. Like if you look at Gibson's outing since opening day, he's had one bad start. That was opening day against Kansas City, where he got rocked in the first inning. But he's been friggin' solid, man. Like look at that against Toronto, 6 innings, 6 hits, 0 runs. Against Tampa Bay, these are good teams. These are hitting teams here too. Like Toronto, Tampa Bay, Baltimore can hit. Chicago White Sox, Boston, Minnesota. These are all good hitting teams. I think Texas, if you want value, the thing is, anytime you're gambling and you're betting, like there's no sure things, right? What you're doing is you're betting into a situation where you hope there's value and the percentage plays in your favor, right? And if you feel like you're getting a good value, I think Texas with Gibson going tonight is good value, but you're just up against another good pitcher in Alex Wood. I think there's more value in the under tonight than the side. Highland Mob. I saw Wood pitch 2 weeks ago live. Guy solid. Oh, he is. He absolutely is. Absolutely is. Yeah, but he has to decline sooner or later. Yeah, that's the one thing, right? You're just waiting for the tired arm to come through, like the rubber arm, right? When is that rubber arm going to start coming in? Rangers better on the road this year, score-wise. Yeah, you know what? Let's take a look at that. So the Texas Rangers on the road, they've been an underdog every game. You know, with a record of 18-18 on the season, this is pretty amazing that they've been a road underdog, and they have a 9-8 road underdog record, averaging 5 runs for, 4.8 runs against. So pretty good when you consider that factor, right? And if you look at their last 5 games, 4-1, averaging 6 runs a game. But who they played, right? You gotta take that into factor. They played the Mariners, and the Mariners are going to end the Twins. So that's the only downfall right now is that they're coming off 2 teams that are really sliding, Minnesota and especially Seattle. Seattle's struggling of late, and then you got San Francisco. The Padres are good. Rockies, well, they're not so much. But the strength of schedule. What's the SOS here? 36%, 42.8. A little advantage here to attack. But yeah, I think the under is where you want to go in this one. I think the under is where you want to go. Let me take a look at the 80% club. See if we got any good stats on the 80% club to share with you guys today. Okay, I got to generate more stats here. I'll generate the stats and I'll do hockey and I'll come back to and I'll finish off with the 80% club. All right. Okay, we'll do NHL. Dallas and Chicago. I had Chicago last night. I thought there was good value, and Dallas coming off a let me see the last couple of games. They had some tough. Look at Dallas's last 5-6 games. They had the Hurricanes, they had the Lightning. Like they had the best teams in that conference. There was no breathers there, right? And then that was a flat. This was a trap all the way. For a tough spot, maybe not a trap, but maybe a tough scheduling spot for the the Dallas Stars last night. I think Dallas will win tonight. I just think that they got caught up in such a tough last few games. Look at the Hurricanes here, then they had the Lightning here, and then the Predators, and then they had the Panthers, and then the Lightning twice. This was scheduling hell for Dallas, right? This was not a good spot. Are Lynx still playing in Ottawa? No, the Ottawa Lynx are still, they're gone. They've been gone a couple of years ago. We got I think it's a AA team. I think they're called the Champions. Yeah, I was hoping to go see some baseball games this year, but man, it's gonna be a while. Yeah, no. We just got a AA team right now at the Lynx Stadium. I still call it Lynx Stadium. All right, Chicago. Let's take a look at the Chicago Blackhawks here. 3-7 in the last 10. 2-game win streak. 6-6 against teams below 500 at home this year. 13-14. 18-19 on the puck line. Dallas 9-18. Let me see here. 6-4. Last 10 head-to-head meetings. Chicago 6-4. But I think Dallas got caught last night looking, and I think Dallas is the play here tonight. I really like Dallas tonight. In fact, what's my record? Having a pretty good run in the second half at Hockey Picks. If you guys want to get all my selections for free, just go to hockeypicks.com, and my handle is Ronnie Ray. What did I do? I went 2-0 yesterday. Let's see. Yeah. See, I'm on a good run these last couple of days. 13-3 in my Hockey Picks. So hockey's been a good sport. Actually, it's my top sport. That and football. All right, let's take a look now. Dallas Stars. The only thing though, look at this. That I enjoy. 3 games in 4 nights. They're 2-9. But look at this. Coming off a road loss as a favorite, 5-0, straight up. Okay, so when the Dallas Stars are coming off a road loss as a favorite, 5-0 straight up in their next game. For the Chicago Blackhawks, coming off a win, 3-9. Tooting your own horn there, right? Yeah. Oh, you got to, right? Hey, if I don't, who else will, right? But hey, it's a pretty good record. You can't complain. Hey, 13-3, not bad. I'll take it. The Chicago 1-6, coming off a home win as an underdog. So yeah, this is situational handicapping 101. Not a good spot for the Chicago Blackhawks. A big win last night. Maybe the total's where you want to go. I think the over might be worth a look. Let me see any. Nothing really pointing towards the coming off a loss. 6-2. And NHL road teams coming off a 6-game road stand like the Dallas Stars, 6-2 to the over this year. So yeah, so I do like the road team here, and they're what? Their favorite tonight, 135. Stars on usual letdown spot, just missed playoffs. Yeah, that's the only that's the other thing. But there could be other better games on the board, right? Let me see the next game here. Tampa, there's the game of the night. Get your popcorn ready. This is the one you want to watch. But what are they playing for? That's the question, right? Carolina's won the division, and what's 3rd and 4th spots, so you're battling for home ice. Let me see the standings here. So Tampa Bay, 3rd spot, 75 points. Florida, 77 points. And they both got about, 2 games left, or 1 game or 2 games left? Remaining games, doesn't show. What are they playing? 56 or 58 games this year? I can't remember. Tampa Bay, 50. I think this is the last game of the night, of the year. So I don't know who would get the tiebreaker. I don't know if there's any factors in tonight. Under on Tampa Bay, 2 goalies. Yeah, who's the starting goalie? Good point. Let's see who the starting goaltenders are today. But does this game mean anything? I don't even know if it means anything. Are they playing for home ice advantage here? I know Carolina's wrapped it up, but is there still a spot to win the second? Let me see the starting goalies. You'll tell. So, yeah, Chris Dreger. Is it Dreger? And Vasilevsky. So, Chris Dreger is going. And then Vasilevsky. I think Dreger is going to be the Kraken's goalie. Seattle Kraken. I think he might get picked up in the expansion draft. He's probably the best goalie. Actually, there's 2 goalies in Ottawa. Joey Decord and Gustafsson that are pretty good too. And Matt Murray, I don't know what they're going to do with him. But Chris Dreger, I think he might be going to Seattle. That would be dumb. McDavid will not play on the ice today. McDavid will not be on the ice today. Well, why would he? Did they already wrap? Let me see, Edmonton. Edmonton. Yeah, they got second locked up. Yeah, load management, right? Now it's time for a little bit of load management going on in the NHL. And why not? Yeah, I don't know if McDavid... But, he's top scorer, right? You might want to win the scoring race. He should be playing. Tampa Bay, 2-game losing streak. 2-5 on the road against... let me reset this here. I don't know what it is at this friggin' software. Every time at 2:15 it resets to 0. All right, here we go. Connor got his 100 saved, but for Blair, bet fade the Oilers. Coin flip. I like the Panthers here. I think Panthers are coming in hot. I think Pittsburgh's the hottest team right now. In fact, you know what? Let's take a look at that right now. I think Pittsburgh's the team you want to watch out for in the playoffs. I think Pittsburgh's got their A game going. Sometimes in hockey, you start, it's like in football, right? It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And I think getting Malcolm back and Pittsburgh the last 20 games, man, last 15, I'd say. You don't want to be playing the Pittsburgh Penguins right now. Crosby's feeling it. I think Pittsburgh is probably the best team in the Eastern Conference right now. I don't know what the record, the odds would be of them winning the conference. You might want to look into it. Let me see. The best team, let's go back to April 15th. I like when Ron says, look at this right now. Let's look at this right now. Yeah. Let's go to April 15th to May. And we'll go back to yesterday, the 9th. Any teams? I bet you Pittsburgh is the hottest team. Florida 9-3, Tampa Bay 8-5, Boston 10-4. That's deceiving a bit. Boston 10-4. They've been they've been tough to watch. They're tough to watch, I tell you. You look at their games, either a 1-goal win or a... Let me see here. Buffalo playing better. Montreal 6-8. Ottawa 8-3. Toronto 7-4. Detroit 4-8. New Jersey 5-9. Islanders are... I got a feeling they're going to be a quick exit in the playoffs. 5-8. Rangers 7-7. Philly 5-8. Pittsburgh 10-4. Look at that. Are they the only team with 10 wins? No, Boston's got 10 wins too. Okay, so yeah, but 10-4, and Boston's what here? 10-5. What's Boston? 10-4. Okay, you know what? Boston quietly, eh? Minnesota 10-3. Hey, Isaiah like that. Pittsburgh, we said that 10-4. Columbus, Winnipeg 2-8. Man, Winnipeg were doing so well, and then the wheels fell off. As soon as Hellebuck lost his confidence, the whole team just Titanic. Minnesota, Chicago 4-8, Nashville 6-5, St. Louis 5-6. What's St. Louis situation? I would love to see how they're in there. St. Louis, they got the pedigree of a playoff type team, right? They got the sandpaper. That's a team you don't want to face first round, St. Louis. You don't, the one thing I do I'm going to do a show on this. Once we get to the NHL, I'm going to do a show just for the Stanley Cup playoffs. And I'll bring up some of my but teams with sandpaper, you got to watch out in the first playoffs, in the first round. I think St. Louis might be one of those teams. Edmonton 8-3, LA 5-7, San Jose, Vegas 10-2, Vegas 10-2. Interesting. 4-1, 4-3. Let me see here. Yeah, Vegas is. You know what? There's something about Vegas that just tells me, I don't know. I still think they might be the best team in the West, but I don't know. They don't give me a lot of confidence. I don't know if it's a sandpaper factor or what. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Boston is the worst best team. I love the hat, Ron. Oh, nice. Yeah. All right. Let me go back to this one. 5 wins. 5-5. Yeah. Let me see the... Imagine if Kucherov and Stamkos were playing for Tampa Bay. To me to be, and then Hedman now. Hedman's got lower body. There's something with Hedman saying that he might need surgery at the end of the year. Hedman is not looking. I'm not feeling good about Tampa Bay like I was 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, I'd probably give you my money to put on the Stanley Cup. Now I'm gonna sit on it a bit. I still think Pittsburgh right now, but I still got a lot of. To me, I got to see the matchups. Once I see the matchups, then I can start doing the puzzle, and then I get a better idea who to bet on in the Stanley Cup. But Pittsburgh right now, I'll look at it this week, and I'll show you guys where the best value. But if you can get Pittsburgh right now, you get on it to win the Stanley Cup too. Tampa Bay, I'm all Florida. 152. Bookmakers telling you right now, 152. What was the last line? 140? 135? What was the last line? 116. I think Florida's the and a couple of scraps in the last game that we'll see if that carries over here tonight. Philly, New Jersey. Philly against New Jersey. Philly at home, 11-16. Jersey's playing better hockey. Let's take a look at the last 3 games. Last 3 games, 2-1, 2.3, 3 goals against. Philly 2.67. Philly had a pretty good series with Washington, even though they beat them one game. Then that game, I think that was an overtime. Could have went either way, right? And then they got smoked by the Penguins here, 7-3, and then they beat them 7-2. So Philly is like, what's their coming off a win, coming off a loss, 8-9 coming off a who's this? Philly, yeah, at home, 8-9 coming off a loss, 3-2 coming off a road loss, and they're playing 3 games in 4 nights. They're 3-7. So be careful here. New Jersey's playing better hockey. I've watched a few of their games. They're competitive. Like, look at their final scores here. Okay, except for that last game, 5-1. That was a blowout. 2-1 win against the Islanders. Then they beat the Bruins 4-3. Then 3-0. 4-1 against the Flyers. 5-3. They're playing a little bit better. Yeah, I think New Jersey might be worth a look here tonight. Looking at the Devils' road record though, 12-15, better than their home record, 7-21. Some teams just can't play at home, and that's New Jersey right now. Look at their home record, right? And they're 5-5 in Philly, the last 5. I think New Jersey could be the team here tonight. I think that's the pick. And who's in nets for the Devils tonight? Let me see who's between the pipes. Scott Wedgwood. Hey, Scott Wedgwood, 3-7 on the season, and man, he hasn't played since May 3rd against Boston. I don't know. I think Philly's a play here. I think if it was Mackenzie Blackwood, then I'd go New Jersey, but I don't like putting in these backup goalies. It's just like filling out the year, right? Getting an evaluation on your backup goaltender to see if I don't like that. Carolina, Nashville. Big win for the Preds last game, right? 3-1. But again, Carolina is now they're in they're an autopilot. They've wrapped up the division, and they can sit out guys if they want. And who's going to be in net tonight? Peter Mrazek. Let me see. Hamilton. See, Dougie's out. Why is Dougie out? Undisclosed. Yeah, load management. Hey, load management. Let me see here. Martinook, McGinn, Paquette. Yeah. Brendan Moore's not stupid. He's going to sit some guys out. I think Nashville is the play again. I think Nashville is the play. What's the line? 141. It's a bit high. Carolina 7-3. Again, Nashville's got nothing to play for. They've already won the division. Unless they want to, let me see. Can they win the conference? I don't think so. I think they've already 80 points. Yeah, you know what? They might be going for the what do you call it? The overall standing there. There's a name for that championship. Yeah, you know what? Maybe Carolina wants to win the overall standing, right? The league championship for the most points in the regular season. They got 80 points along with Vegas. Vegas got 54 games, but Carolina's got 55. So Vegas got 1 game, and Carolina's got 1 game more than Vegas. So, I don't know. I think this year, now that I thought about the season wins and points, maybe Brindamore wants to win that, right? And let me see, Carolina coming off a loss when they're on the road. 9-4. Wow, they're tough. And 5-1 coming off a road loss as a favorite. Yeah, you know what? Check out myhockeypicks.com. I'll have a decision on that after. I'm not sure yet. I got to look. And who's Mrazek? And who's the Nets for Nashville? Pekka Rinne. Going with the old veteran, eh? The old Dominic Hasek. Hey, I think Pekka Rinne is the oldest goaltender in the league right now. I didn't realize he's like 38 years old or something like that. Hey, he's the dominator, but he hasn't played in forever. He hasn't played since April 10th. Yeah, I think Carolina. If is he confirmed? Is Rinne? He's 38 years old. Hey, he's like Dominic Hasek. I completely agree. Yeah, BJ Parrish says he completely agrees with the backup goalie. Yeah, it's tough. Anytime you get the backups, it's a different feel. Vancouver, Winnipeg. You know, this is what the doctor ordered for the Winnipeg Jets. They need a, I guess you could say a cupcake. They need a cupcake game, right? They need a game where they got to get their confidence back going into the playoffs. Like, the good thing with Winnipeg is that they've got enough wins to make the playoffs. But Montreal's right behind on their heels. So Montreal, Winnipeg, same type of team, right? They got to start winning on a consistent basis, but this is a winnable game for the Winnipeg Jets, and they're 8-2 at home against Vancouver in the last 10. So I'm going to go with the Winnipeg Jets. I think this has to be, if you're the coach of the Winnipeg Jets and Paul Maurice, you got to say, guys, this is the game. Like, this is the game that kickstarts us into, getting back to where we were. And for Hellebuck, he's got to get back to getting his confidence. He's been brutal lately. Yeah, BC Dave likes -1.5. Yeah, I tend to agree there. St. Louis, LA. I like St. Louis. They're on a 3-game slide right now. They're 9-6 straight up against teams below 500. And St. Louis 6-4 in the last 10 LA. I do like the Blues here. I do like St. Louis. They got to get off that losing streak. But on the road, 3 games in 4 nights. And on the road, coming off a road loss as a dog, not a good record, 0-3. 0-3, and coming off a loss, 10-3 to the under. Maybe the under. Who's in Nets tonight for St. Louis? Is it Binney? Hey, Jordan Binnington. Yeah, against Cal Peterson. Peterson on the year, 9-17, 2.8 goals against average. Not bad. For a bad team, pretty good goals against average. Blues a sleeper, good still. Yeah, you know what? Like I said, if St. Louis gets in the playoffs, that's a team you don't want to face first round. They got the sandpaper, and if Binnington can find his form, yeah, you don't want to be playing these. It takes 1 or 2 wins to get, once the regular season's over and the playoffs are here, it's a total different mentality. Forget everything that happened in the regular season. It's a whole new season, right? You always hit the reset button in playoffs. Everybody's 0-0. That's the best thing about playoffs of any sport. Everybody's 0-0. And you need it's all mentality. Every playoff is all about mental attitude. You bring your physical and your mental A game in the playoffs, you're a tough team to beat. And they got the players. St. Louis got those type of players, right? Those grinders, O'Reillys, and all those guys. Shen, Perron, Hoffman's not a, but they do have some players. Tarasenko's out again. They need him. They really need him. Tarasenko, you got to get him back in the lineup. But, St. Louis could be a nice sleeper team down the road. Here's the game of the night, Colorado-Vegas. That's the game of the night. You got Grubauer against maybe Leonard. 13-3 this year. I wonder with Flower, how he's doing. Marc-Andre Fleury started the season on fire. He was just absolutely lights out. Let me see. For the injury report, let me see. Gerard McKinnon still out. Nathan McKinnon, when's he? Last 2 games. They're probably saving him for the playoffs. But looking at the Vegas Golden Knights, they're an underdog tonight. I don't understand that line. I thought they would be a favorite. I really did. I thought they would be the chalk here. But home crowd tonight, that's right. They're expecting 8,000 tonight in Vegas. 3-game win streak. They're 4-2 against A-type teams, and Colorado's 3-3. This is going to be a good game. This might have a playoff. This is like Tampa Bay, Florida, right? When you look at the other conference, this is going to have that same type of feel tonight. And, that first period, I remember Michel Bergeron, the old coach of the Quebec Nordiques, his tactic was, in the first period, when the old Montreal, Quebec days, his tactic was this. get the fights, get all the rough stuff done in the first period, and then play hockey. Set your mental edge and your physical presence in the first period. If you got any fights, to get it done in the first period. That was his strategy. But fighting is not the same like it was back in the 90s, 2000s. But maybe unless you're Philly and Washington, right? I think tonight in the first period, Colorado and Vegas, you got to bring the physicality out, right? You got to be physical in the first period and just set the tone. Really set the tone, right? Home teams on 1 day's rest, 14-5 for Vegas. So when Vegas at home on 1 day's rest, they're tough, 14-5. And let me see, the last game they played St. Louis, 4-1, 4-3, 3-2. So they're winning. They're winning their games. And for Colorado, they haven't played anybody of late. When was the last time they played somebody? It was Vegas. They haven't played nobody in about 5 weeks. Since April 28th. So in about 3 weeks, or not 3 weeks, 2 weeks, give or take. Colorado on the road coming off a win, 10-9. I do like Vegas here. I do like the Golden Knights here tonight. 7-2 coming off an under, 3-1 on a 3-game win streak. 17-4 coming off a win. 10-2 coming off a home win as a favorite. All right, so all the feel-good stats are feeling good for Vegas here. I don't know, maybe the over too. If I'm going to look at the side, I'll look at the total. I think the over. If Fleury's in nets, I'm probably leaning under. But if it's Leonard, I'm probably going over. You got to confirm that goaltender. Montreal against Edmonton. Man, when's Carey Price coming back? Jake Allen tonight. Mike Smith expected. Hey. All right, so we got last two overs for Edmonton. Montreal 3 games. Montreal had 2-0 lead Saturday night against the Leafs, and then they blew it. As Don Cherry says, 2-0, the worst lead in hockey. The Edmonton Oilers, 11-5 on the road. But you know what? Edmonton has, let me see, I thought they struggled against Montreal this year. Yeah, Montreal 4-3 last game, 4-1 here. Montreal 3-2, Canadiens 4-0. Yeah, Edmonton really struggles against the Habs this year. Montreal has done really well against Edmonton. I think Montreal is the play here. I think the Canadiens, they played well against the if you look at this season, I think Montreal's won 6? Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, oh no, okay. 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1. Is that last year? This year? 1, 2, 3, 7 games. Are they playing 7 or 8 games against each other? Is it 8 games I think they're playing? If this is right, then they're what? 5-2 right here? Or let me see. 1, 2, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, 4-2, 5-2. Yeah, 5-2. So Montreal's played really well against the Edmonton Oilers. And the only thing is, Jake Allen's in nets, right? It's not the same if it's Carey Price. But who did they have? I think they had their backup in nets. No, they had Allen. May 8th. Was he in nets on Saturday? Can't remember. Yeah, I think he was. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Habs here tonight. I think Montreal at home against Edmonton. I think good value. That's a pick and price, right? So I'm going to go with Montreal. I know that'll make Musco happy there. He's a big Hab fan. Check how many Oilers not playing tonight. Yeah, I'm trying to see the lineup here. Doesn't say. It doesn't say anything where I'm looking. On my fantasy site that I look at, doesn't have any of the injury reports. I do like Montreal though. I think Montreal is the play. They just owned it. It's like Toronto and Winnipeg. You watch the Toronto Winnipeg. Winnipeg is psyched out. They can't play against the Leaf. I got a feeling Edmonton's the same way. All right, Boston against New York Islanders. This Islander team is very disappointing. Their power play is awful. They can't score goals. What are they? Last 10 games, 2.7. Even though they're scoring a little bit better of late in the last 3 games, but look who they're playing: the Devils and Sabres. They played the Islanders. They 3-0, 4-0. Washington 1-0, 6-3. As soon as they play good teams, they don't know how to. Let me see. Teams against. Yeah, see 3 and 4 on the road against teams that are 51 to 60%. they can't score against the good teams on one day's rest on the road. 14-3 to the under, coming off a home win as a favorite. I'm going to go with Boston, even though Boston's not great. They're 9-2 coming off a loss, 5-0 coming off a home loss as a favorite. I think Boston is the play here tonight. I do like Boston. All right, let me check out my super stats, the 80% club. The stats should be generated now, hopefully. Ah, crap. Let me see. Maybe I hit the wrong one. Let me check NHL. All right, we got some NHL stats. St. Louis, 11-1 as an away team, coming off a 3-game losing streak the last 7 years. That's pretty solid. The Kings on the puck line, could care less about puck lines. The over, 10-1 for the Hurricanes as an away favorite, coming off a 2-game losing streak since 1996. Thanks for the workout. All right, Dave, take care, buddy. Bruins, 9-1 as a home favorite, coming off a loss this season. The over, 9-1 for the Panthers as a home dog, coming off a win the last 2 years. Yeah, the over. I had the over on Saturday night, Tampa Bay and Carolina. Nice winner. So some good stats right there. Let me check out, see if the baseball stats are generating. Crap. All right, let me check the 80% club and the old one there. Yeah, not a lot of baseball games, that's why. Not a lot of baseball games tonight. Let me check the hockey and NBA. Let me go NBA. Check the NBA. NBA stats, 80% club. San Antonio as a home or away team last 5 years, and they lost their last game by 22 points or more, and they're 1-2 in their last 3 games, 9-2 to the over. Milwaukee as a home or away team last 4 years, and they won their last game by 8 points, 8-2 to the over, 6-4 straight up, 5-5 against the number. Washington as a road team after a conference game in the month of May, 11-2 to the over. Portland, 12-0. Yeah, 12.5 point home. I'm not going to read that. I'm not going to waste your time. Yeah, some pretty good stats right there. And take a quick look at NHL. Edmonton as a home or away team last 5 years, coming off 2 overs or less, and they won their last game by 1 goal or more, and they're 5-2 in their last 7 games. 13-1-1 to the under. Wow. Nice under stat there. I do like Montreal, though, on the side better. Nashville as a home team, playing on Monday the last 5 years, 20-4 straight up. So something about Monday nights for Nashville. Florida Panthers as a home favorite the last 4 years, and they scored 5 or more goals in their last game. 21-4-2 to the over. That's pretty solid. Chicago as a home dog before division game, coming off an over, 14-2-1 to the over. So pretty good stats right there for the Chicago Blackhawks. All right, folks, there you have it. That's the show today. Hopefully I was able to help you out finding your winners. And probably back tomorrow. I don't know what time, though, because never know what the system here and the stats that I got to generate. But if I do, I'll probably come on after lunch, around 1-ish. All right, have a great rest of your day. As always, shop for value, play those percentages. I'll see you back shortly with another Raymond Report. Cheers.